this project, we were fortunate enough to get some funding, and that funding allowed us to put together some workshops with local writer Michelle Pamo. And in doing so, the project was orchestrated in such a way that people in the community who were interested in writing lyrics or poetry could come out and participate. And first off, I'd like to thank, are there any of the participants here in the room? Do we have them? Well, I want to give you a big round of applause. You know, when you go on a journey like this, when you try something like this, and this is the first time this institution has ever done anything like this. And so when you go on a journey like this, you never know what kind of commitment you're going to get. And for those songwriters, they showed up. They were so dedicated, and my thanks to them, because the outcome today isn't possible without their effort and their dedication and their commitment to wanting to learn and to try something new and to put their effort forward. And you're going to see that outcome today. And I got to tell you, I worked in the music industry 30 plus years at True North Records with Bruce Coburn and a number of other artists. And there's some really good stuff here. There's some really good stuff. They're good songs. They're good songs. And I hope you enjoy them all. Just so you know, you won't be on camera, but we are streaming this today. And that's the other interesting piece. This is the first project. Not only is this the first community project that the Midland Cultural Center has been involved in and working with people in the community to build something for the community. You all collectively own this. This is for you. These songwriters came together to express themselves as we come out of a very difficult time, as you all know. And so just the act of opening up and putting themselves on paper and committing to the writing process is really quite something. And I hope what you hear will inspire you and make you feel a little bit closer to the community and to all of these people. And I hope you get a chance to talk with the musicians and Michelle, who's been great. And then the last thing I'll say before I hand it over to Michelle is that this has been funded by Canadian Heritage and Ontario Presents. And so please enjoy, clap loud, because it is going out live. It's going to go out live over the internet right now, and it will be available after for the songwriters to go look, to share with their friends, to tell people, and so all that will be up there. Anyway, Michelle Pamo.
Merci, thank you. So, bon après-midi. Good afternoon. I'm gonna sort of have to start with a sample of what I do before we go on with our poets. So, what I'm going to do here is a song actually right before COVID. I went to Nashville with a couple of friends of mine, producers, and project got put on hold, so I'm still waiting to do the vocals in Toronto. All the music tracks are done, and this is one of the songs. So there's actually a French and English version of it, and I presented it during one of the workshops. So here we go. C'est quoi l'amour? C'est quoi l'amour? Peut-être un jour. Ça fait si longtemps depuis que j'ai senti ce frisson. Je m'en souviens plus. C'est quoi l'amour? C'est-tu l'amour? Quand l'envie tourne autour, corps contre corps, on s'y couvre, on s'explore, cœur contre cœur, mais sais-tu l'amour. C'est-tu vraiment de l'amour? C'est quoi l'amour? Peut-être un jour. Je sais que pour l'instant, je dois laisser tomber ce frisson. Ce n'est pas fait pour nous. Alors oublions l'amour. Ce n'est pas fait pour nous. Oublions l'amour. C'est quoi l'amour? So what is love? Maybe someday it's been so long since I felt its sweet song. Can't seem to recall what is love. Could this be love when desires excite, ignite? Soften, touches skin. Is this where it begins? When heart touches heart, is this really love? What is true love? What is love? Will I find it someday, some way? But love at this time for us does not rhyme. It was not meant to be. So let's forget about love. What is true love? Let's forget this love. Oh, what is love? Yeah. Merci, thank you. God, this is pretty wild. Like after 2 years of COVID and you know, not really getting out there and playing, it's kind of nerve-wracking actually. And I've never been nervous on stage. It's like, but hey, that's what it is. So we're gonna warm things up. I'm gonna get the band to come up here to do another song that audience participation, get you guys into it a little bit. And before that, this story behind this whole thing starts with actually Maestro, Louis Lefebvre, and Dan, who were discussing this project. And I kind of well, my name was dropped into there, and I put in a proposal, and the government, the government, Heritage Canada and Ontario Presents. So Ontario Presents, they have a program that's called Community Arts Engage. So it's to engage the community with artists. And that's how the whole adventure began, and we started, 10 weeks, starting in April. There was a couple of weeks we didn't do it, and then we continued on into the beginning of July. So these songs are really, really new. That's why usually the words, I would never have them with me, but they're really new. And it was a great pleasure working on your words. And thanks to the participants for showing up like religiously every week. You guys were great. For me, it was like candy. So off we go. Actually, I got to show you the. So for the chorus, le refrain, on fait dum. Make sure we got the right note. Dum da dee dee dum da dee dee dum da dee dee do. Dum da dee dee da 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 dee dee. That's the hard part. Okay. Da 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 dee dee dum da dee dee do. And if you don't get it exactly right, as long as we all finish at the same place at the same time, everything's fine. So this is called Happy Happy Day. We're good. Sun is shining, spring is singing, it's a happy, happy day. Come on now and sing along, you can do it your own way. I'll show you now, it's not that hard, it's a tune that you can do. Just listen close and follow along, and do the best that you can do. It goes dum-da-dee-dee, 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 do. Dum-da-dee-dee, da-da-da-dee-dee, dum-da-dee-dee, do. Dum-da-dee-dee, 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 do. Dum-da-dee-dee, da-da-da-dee-dee, dum-da-dee-dee, do. Now you've got it, we can go just a little faster. Come on now and sing along and do the best that you can do. 2, 3, 4. Dum-da-dee-dee, 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 do. Dum-da-dee-dee, 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 do. Dum-da-dee-dee, 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 do. Dum-da-dee-dee, da-da-da-dee-dee, dum-da-dee-dee, do. L'été brille, le soleil chante, c'est une autre belle journée. Gêne-toi pas, chante avec moi, c'est vraiment pas compliqué. Pas casse-tête, je vais vous montrer, c'est facile à chanter. Écoutez bien, suivez-moi et faites le mieux que vous pouvez. Ça va, dum-da-dee-dee, 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 do. Dum-da-dee-dee, da-da-da-dee-dee, dum-da-dee-dee, do. Dum-da-dee-dee, 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 do. Dum-da-dee-dee, da-da-da-dee-dee, dum-da-dee-dee, do. Now you've got it, we can go just a little faster. Come on, sing along, do the best that you can do. Dum-da-dee-dee, 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 do. Dum-da-dee-dee, da-da-da-dee-dee, dum-da-dee-dee, do. Dum-da-dee-dee, 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 do. Dum-da-dee-dee, da-da-da-dee-dee, dum-da-dee-dee, do. Vous l'avez, on peut aller juste un peu plus vite. Venez-vous-en chanter avec moi et faites le di-di-du. Dum-da-dee-dee, dum-da-dee-dee-do. Dum-da-dee-dee, da-da-da-dee-dee, dum-da-dee-dee-do. Dum-da-dee-dee, dum-da-dee-dee, dum-da-dee-dee-do. Dum-da-dee-dee, da-da-da-dee-dee, dum-da-dee-dee-do. Yeah! Dum-da-dee-dee, dum-da-dee-dee, dum-da-dee-dee-do. Dum-da-dee-dee, da-da-da-dee-dee, dum-da-dee-dee-do. You know? Dum-da-dee-dee, dum-da-dee-dee, dum-da-dee-dee-do. Dum-da-dee-dee, da-da-da-dee-dee, dum-da-dee-dee, dum-da-dee-dee, dum-da-dee-dee-do. Yeah! All right, thank you. Good job. So, the adventure begins. The way it worked out was every week when we come here, right in this hall here, we were sitting around a table, and we'd always take an hour at the beginning and analyze songs. So I picked different songs, and every week it'd be kind of like a theme. So there'd be love songs and protest songs and different types of songs, just to give the participants an idea of what they can do. And you can go anywhere with songs. So in the second hour, I had exercises made up, and then everybody would kind of work on their exercises. And some participants, which was really cool, was sometimes you'd hear them, they'd be writing, and all of a sudden they'd start laughing. For one, anyway. He'd be sitting there, he'd be writing and be laughing. So I figured, yeah, this is working. They're having fun, and that's the important thing. If you're having fun, you're learning something, and you're moving forward. You're evolving. So we ended up towards, I think it was about the 6th week, where I kind of streaming them, we did rhyming exercises, cadence exercises, stuff like that. And then we did a song together, a collective song. So threw a whole bunch of ideas on the page, and then I took that home and started doing, it's like a jigsaw puzzle. Grab a word here, grab a sentence there. So there's really parts of all the participants in that song, somewhere. Then, well, I do a lot of workshops in schools, so I usually give them 2 options to the students. So I do the same lyrics, but I'll do 2 different versions. Then we pick one, and away we go. So after I got it all set up, I went over to Louis. He did a little bit of arranging. We taped it up, and then we sent it out to the participants. And it was pretty even when it came to the 2 versions. So one version is a little bit darker, which is the one we're going to start with. And I have to, like, with the subject matter, because usually what you want to do is try and find a subject that inspires you. And we were all coming out of COVID, so the pandemic, and it really led to some interesting discussions. And that's what led to this song. It's actually, we went there, coming out of the pandemic, how we felt, and everything, and it was amazing, what came out of it. So it gave the song that's called "We Will Live Again." So we'll hear the more darker version, which is in minor chords. So for those of you who don't know music, minor chords they sound a little bit more mysterious, okay? And then at the end, we'll be doing the version that's in the major chord, which is a little bit more like the happy, happy day thing. So this is called "We Will Live Again." Heavy thoughts, heavy fears, hold them close, I hold them near. The only light that seems to be is the child in front of me. In this world of despair, children play without a care. In the midst of chaos and fear, smile of a child that grows so dear. Silence, air to breathe. Give me patience, time to dream. Give me hope, give me peace. Give me a chance to be really me. We'll find our harmonies, resonate new melodies. We will each learn our parts, rusted chains break free our hearts. Give me peace, give me patience, time to dream. Give me hope, give me peace, give me a chance to be really me. Silence, give me patience, time to dream. Give me sure how, not sure when. We must live again. Not sure how, not sure when. We will live again. You will live again. Merci. Thank you. So, after we had the collective song done, everybody went off on their merry little way. Well, actually, we did some of the writing in the last few sessions. Fait qu'on a écrit une bonne partie à la fin. Fait que tout le monde, ils sont partis chacun de leur bord pour écrire leur chanson. And everybody came back with something. And the whole idea, actually, it was Dan who came up with the idea of express yourself. That was the theme. And everybody just owned it, really owned it. They really went inside and got a piece of themselves and put it in the song, and that's exactly what I wanted. Unfortunately, the poet for this one is not here today. She had a family thing. Julie Maurice. Oh, there's Northern Woods, sorry. Okay, so I'll come back a little bit. Randy was very quiet and very prolific poet. He sent me, I don't know, 3, 4 different poems, really good stuff. And so I just told him, pick one and go with it. And he actually did his own music for this. So without further ado, Randy Peacock, Northern Woods.
Afternoon, everybody. I lived for a number of years up in Timmins, in Spruce Rock Falls up north, and I spent a lot of time in the bush, hunting, fishing, snowmobiling, stuff like that. So that kind of inspired this song. Hope you like it. It's called Northern Wood. Have you ever been to the northern wood when the moon shines high and bright, with the light wind whispering through the pines on a cold, crisp winter's night? You can hear the frost snapping in the trees or the sound of a nearby tread of some predatory animal returning to his bed, returning to his bed. There are pine to the left and spruce to the right, and tamarack in between, and a man can walk for 100 miles and not a house will be seen. It's the land of rocks and rivers fast, of beaver, mink, and bear. And a man can live by his wits alone on the produce God placed there, on the produce God placed there. See the northern lights dance across the sky as the snow reflects its grace. Wonder why so few of this modern world have never seen this place. Now my fire is warm and the night is near, the candle burning low. The howl of the wolf on a moonlit night I remember long ago. I remember long ago. I long to return to the northern wood, to the free and simple life, to the trees and rocks and mountain streams, to the trap and a skinning knife, to the trap and a skinning knife.
Thank you. Oh, merci. So I don't know if you noticed, but it evolved, the lyrics, which is great. That's the exact thing that you, like when you go back, after you've written a song, kind of put it aside and then you come back to it and say, well, maybe I could say a few things or change a few things, and then the song evolves that way. So coming back to Julie, she couldn't be here today, but she wrote a very personal song, which is about brain disease, Alzheimer's, things like that. And she did a really wonderful job because she lived it. And like I said, everybody owned it, really owned it. They actually expressed themselves, and that was the whole point of these workshops. So I'd like to thank Dan again for. That's a really good theme. It really brought us in a direction, and so here's cette chanson ici s'appelle T'évader. Je me suis toujours demandé si tu as choisi de nous quitter. Quand le malaise s'est imposé, la maladie, une façon d'évader. T'es passé dans un autre monde où les nuages effacent le soleil. La brume entourait tes pensées, ton sourire doucement effacé. Ça se peut-tu tout simplement que t'avais besoin de prendre du temps, de t'évader de ce monde qui t'entendait plus, qui t'avait oublié. Tu t'es refermé de ce monde qui n'a pas su t'écouter, qui a su t'évader. Je vais toujours t'aimer. Tu sais, ça n'a pas été facile de témoigner de ta souffrance. J'ai vu ta lumière s'éteindre doucement comme un coucher de soleil à l'horizon. Je vais toujours me demander où es-tu vraiment allé dans ce cruel oubli caché. Tu t'es laissé emporter. Ça se peut-tu tout simplement que t'avais besoin de prendre du temps, de t'évader de ce monde qui t'avait oublié. Tu t'es refermé de ce monde qui n'a pas su t'écouter, t'évader pour te protéger. Tu sais, je vais toujours t'aimer. fermé de ce monde qui n'a pas su t'écouter, t'évader pour te protéger. Tu sais, je vais toujours t'aimer. Tu t'es refermé de ce monde qui n'a pas su t'écouter, t'évader pour te protéger. Tu sais, je vais toujours t'aimer. My sentiments exactly. Somebody said, wow, when I read the text, we did a little bit of work to it, but it was already halfway there. So no, she did a really fine job. So bravo, Julie. So the next one is actually Louis' brother, and Mike. He kept saying all the time, "I excel at mediocrity," and I said, "Man, you can't start with that attitude. You got to do it," and he really did. I'm so proud of you, Mike. You did such a great job because you did express yourself. That song is so you. It's amazing. And Louis did the music for it. Really good job. So it's the perspective from 75. Fait, perspective 75, perspective 75. Mike Lefebvre, Louis Lefebvre.
I'm just an old man, now 75, watching my peers dying like flies, trying to make sense of the years as they pass me by, watching the world come apart in front of my eyes. At 5 to 6, my dad's words I ate. When he woke me up, you gotta understand, there was just no debate. Hurry up, you're late, you know the cows, they don't wait. I had to learn to work and I was barely 8. Stinking like the barn on a walk to school. Even the girls in cheap perfume didn't notice my cool. Tried my best not to look like a fool. When the teacher spoke, I knew all the rules, 'cause I'm an old man, now I'm 75, watching my peers dying like flies, trying to make sense of the years as they pass me by, watching the world come apart in front of my eyes. My dad always said you must work hard to get ahead, but people today prefer their cell phones instead. No need to get your hands dirty, no need to take out the lead. They have all the answers, they're internet fed. Don't know the meaning of a work a full day, just as long as the man gives them their pay. And don't expect too much, you know, they just won't stay. Another job is just a walk away. I feel like a relic, trying to keep up with the times. And they are changing, how did I miss all the signs? It didn't apply to me, I wasn't that way inclined. How did I let myself get past my prime? I'm just an old man, now I'm 75, watching my peers dying like flies, trying to make sense of the years as they pass me by, watching the world come apart as I close my eyes.
Those girls didn't get to know you. They were cooler than you realize. Next song is French translator. So, moi, je pensais Nadine va écrire une chanson en français. So I thought she was going to write me something. No, she went off into the English language and came up with a song. And I, to all the students, I always told them, listen, you can, if you're a musician, you want to play it yourself, like Randy did a while ago. It's totally up to you. You want to do the music to it. I really want to leave the flexibility there so that the participants, you know, like I said, own it themselves. Most of them were not singers, so that's why I'm up here. So Nadine, she went off with a song about a guitar. She's not a musician, but she wrote a really good story about a guitar. And Chris Dunville, oui, Dunville, mais on dit ça un petit peu différemment en français. Donville, voilà. Ça vient de la France. Donc, he put the music to it, and then they sent it to me, and I played around with it a little bit and came up with an arrangement. And I want to thank you both for... It made me rediscover my 12-string honey. I used to play this thing all the time, and then the wolf came along, and I kind of put her aside. But when I started working on this song, I pulled out my 12-string honey, and I go, yeah, she sounds as amazing as before. And now that she's out, I'm going to keep it out for a good long while. Don't worry. This is Monsieur Leloup, by the way. That's my other guitar, the 6-string. I'll get into that later. But anyway, so this is a 12-string honey. 1, 2, 3. Jeff was only 16 when he first held her. She inspired magical things. When he strummed her 12-string, she sang along with him songs of love, open living. As a young man, he formed a band with his good buddies Jim and Dan. They played the bars in a few grandstands. He played along with them. She was his best friend. That 12-string honey, worth more than gold, worth more than money. She can take a rainy day and make it into a bright sunshine. Hard living, tough times and rock and roll. Over too many years they took their toll. Played her last, losing his soul. Maybe you'll play her tomorrow. Songs of memory and sorrow. Driving out of the city on a melancholy day, heartbreaking and aching all the way. Had to trade her for the rent to pay. Then left her there in the pawnbroker's hands. Radio played song from his old band. Worth more than gold, worth more than money. She can take a rainy day and make it into a bright sunshine. So Jim's body nearly stopped when he saw her in the window of a pawn shop. Something bad must have happened for that guitar to lay there abandoned. So the troubadour passed the hat, scrounged your money to get her back. That 12-string honey, worth more than gold, worth more than money. She can take a rainy day and make it into a rhinestone. Jimmy brought him that 12-string of honey. Jeff was out of time, health and money. That winter was his last. Come spring, it was Jim who held her, cradled her in his hand. He sang a final farewell to the one they loved so well. That 12-string honey, worth more than gold, worth more than money. She can take a rainy day and make it into a bright sunshine. That 12-string honey, worth more than gold, worth more than money. She can take a rainy day and make it into a bright sunshine. Bright sunshine. 12-string honey. Bright sunshine. 12-string honey. I'll say thank you. It really made me work on that one, that's for sure. A mouthful there. But we, so the next song is, speaking of prolific poets, Norm Marshall. When he told me, I used to be a Metro cop. Oh, you were a police officer? Not only that, I used to race cars. Oh, really? And he was also a sailor at one time. So, and he'd send me songs, and I'd look them over, you know, make suggestions, because I'd always encourage them. If you got, you know, words that you want me to have a look at, I'll make you some suggestions. You take some, leave some, whatever. And then, so I asked him after he had about 4 or 5 of them, so pick one. So pick one. And he ended up with this one. Broken down up in Wawa, and I sent the words over to Louis, and next thing you know, we came here one day. Norm came and met us here in Ubayar, and we were kind of working things out, and we were going to do an interview and stuff. And Louis says, "I've already got the music, man." So off he went, and this is how it ended up.
Glenn, if you're up there, if you could just turn down the 12-string in this monitor by quite a bit, I'd appreciate it. There was a girl, ain't there always a girl? She partied hard, said her name was Pearl. She said, let's hit the road, let's give it a whirl. Yeah, ain't there always a girl? I don't need no help to get myself into trouble, but at a good-looking girl, it's guaranteed to double. Oh yeah, feed me with kisses and add in some cuddles. Come at me hard, I was never much into subtle. Take me to the edge, that's what I like. My common sense, well, you know, it takes a hike. Don't seem to care much what's wrong or right. My inner idiot and me have become so alike. Now I'm broke as busted down up in Wawa, about as bloody cold as a winter in Oshawa. Could be worse, it could be Ottawa. I'm a bust as broken down up in Wawa. The hotel beckoned, cheap neon bright. The bedroom Olympics, they lasted all night. Till that last big drink punched out my lights. I came to dopey-eyed in the harsh morning light. My head was busting, I was all alone. You know, she took my wallet, my car, and she took my phone. Ain't got no cash, not a cent to get myself home. Fell back into bed, let out a sorrowful moan. So take me to the edge, that's what I like. My common sense, well, you know, it takes a hike. Don't seem to care much what's wrong or right. My inner idiot and me become so alike. Now I'm broke as busted down up in Wawa, much colder than a winter in Oshawa. Could be worse, like the colds of Ottawa. I'm a bust ass broken down up in Wawa. To her charms, why did I have to succumb? She left me humbled. How could I been so dumb? Oh yeah. The motel kicked me out. I'm freezing and numb. Feel like a first-class dumbass. What have I become? Take me to the edge, that's what I like. My common sense, well, it takes a hike. Don't seem to care much what's wrong or right. My inner idiot and me become so alike. Busted down up in Wawa, so much colder than a winter in Oshawa. It could be worse, like the colds of Ottawa. I'm a bust that's broken down up in Wawa. I'm a bust that's broken down up in Wawa, so much colder than a winter in Oshawa. Could be worse, like the colds of Ottawa. I'm a bust that's broken down up in Wawa. I'm a bus that's broken down up in Wawa. I'm a bus that's broken down up in Wawa.
Bravo. Have you ever been to Wawa? Yeah, Nora was telling us. I've been there a few times touring and stuff, and it's well, as soon as you see that big goose. It's like, yeah, I'm here. So this is Monsieur Leloup. Monsieur Leloup is Mr. Wolf, and it's actually a handmade guitar by a local luthier.
Luther?
We say that in
Luther.
English? Yeah, okay. Luther. André Forget makes beautiful guitars. This is the first Wolf guitar he ever made. So that's sort of why over the years I've been playing Monsieur Leloup, and I kind of forgot about Mrs. 12-string there. So we'll be picking that up a little bit more. The next one, we were actually here when the music got, or most of the music got, we were here for the interview, and Hubert showed up, and so Hubert, the story behind the words, he's a Quebecer from Cap Modaska. What? Okay, he's a French radio station from CFRH, and I thought for sure he was going to write something in French. So no, he wrote something in English, and it's a quite an interesting story. This guy is called Tom Screw, and he said, "I want something like, Johnny Cash, Boy Named Sue." So we're sitting up here on the stage, waiting to do the interview, and actually Louis had just presented us the Norm song, so we started fiddling around. I didn't end up with Johnny Cash, but I don't know if any of you know John Prine. I'm fairly heavily influenced by John Prine, and that's where it went. It actually went. It still has sort of a countryish feel to it, and so this is the story of Tom Screw. Merci Hubert, c'est une belle chanson. There's that guy that you meet, you pretend not to see. You were good friends in school in some vague memory. Well, don't you try to hide it now, you know that guy is me. 'Cause everybody's somebody's fool, including me. Work at the factory all day, that suits me fine. In the evening I go downtown, stand in the poverty line. I'm a little bit dumb, but I'm a lot like you. You don't remember me, but I sure do remember you. You may be screwed up, but I'm kinda screwed up too. I'm only 5'2", and my name is Tom Screw. If you come to my apartment, don't you look at the mess. The woman that I used to love told me, "Yo, useless." Girls around here are pretty rare when rent is overdue. You know I haven't kissed one since 1992. I don't like my job that much, but really love the crew. I screw up a lot at work, but I'm first at the brew. Boss is nice to me so long as I run like a kangaroo. At the end of my shift, I'll think I'll apply to the local zoo. That suits me fine. In the evening I head downtown, stand in the poverty line. I'm a little bit dumb, but I'm a lot like you. You don't remember me, but I sure remember you. You may be screwed up, but I'm kinda screwed up too. I'm only 5'2", and my name is Tom Screw. Tonight it's Christmas Eve, I'd rather be on the job. Some have family parties, I'd rather sleep with a dog. In the good old days of poor, well, they had God to love him. God's gone, but I can see the sky through my holy ceiling. When you ain't got nothing, you got nothing to lose. You can choose greed or freedom, it's totally up to you. So here I am, poor and free, feeling feeling so lucky. When you're sad, you're just a laugh away from being happy. I'm a little bit dumb, but I'm a lot like you. You don't remember me, but I sure do remember you. You may be screwed up, but I'm kinda screwed up too. I'm only 5'2", and my name is Tom Screw. I'm a little bit dumb, but I'm a lot like you. You don't remember me, but I sure do remember you. You may be screwed up, but I'm kinda screwed up too. I'm only 5'2", and my name is Tom Screw. I'm only 5'2", and my name is Tom Screwed. Oh, God. Merci, Colin. We had to rework a little bit because I kept saying, well, what do you really mean by this? And then we'd work on it. I actually went to his place and we worked on it, and that's what it gave it. Good job, good job. Par les temps qui courent, on parle beaucoup de la langue française et sa disparition. So in the media lately, we've been talking a lot about how the French culture is kind of disappearing. They're a little late. They're a little late on that one because I'm from La Fontaine, and when I was a kid, everybody spoke French. And now, if you're lucky if there's 20, 30% of the people who speak it. That's why we make the Festival du Loup to keep it alive as long as we possibly can. So the next one is Annick Maheu. She's a passionate person when it comes to culture and French. And when she sent me a whole bunch of different lyrics, and I'm looking through them and giving suggestions, and then I said, well, you got to pick one, pick one. And it didn't surprise me she picked this one. It's called Trop à cheval. Trop à cheval means un cheval, a horse, okay? And it's an expression that means when somebody is a little bit too much on the same subject all the time. T'es trop à cheval. You're always on that horse. You keep riding that horse. I think there's an expression in English that's pretty close to that. Yeah, you're too passionate. Yeah, there you go. And actually, that came out a lot in the workshop. And she said, because she likes Lisa Leblanc a lot. So we were sitting around, and Louis, you made me listen to an Eric Clapton and Fairweather guy, some guy named Fairweather, an English writer. So it was kind of an upbeat thing, and so we started off on a G, major chord, and then I took it home. I kind of put that aside, and then I went to listen to some Lisa Leblanc. So I started playing one of the songs, Le Cerveau Ramolli, okay, mushy head, if you want to literally translate it. And it was on the D minor like that. So I just started playing around with it, and all of a sudden it gave this. So this is Trop à cheval. Here we go. So let's get on our horse, and away we go. Trop à cheval, tu me trouves trop à cheval, trop à cheval, trop à cheval, tu me trouves bien trop à cheval. Viens-toi, pas me faire chier avec ta petite utilité, trop à cheval. Tu me trouves trop à cheval, trop à cheval, trop à cheval. Comprends pas, c'est bien plus grand que toi et moi. Les mille et un combats, c'est gagné à petits pas, trop à cheval. Oh, trop à cheval. Parce que nous perdons notre place, ça vient Laissez-moi dire beau bonjour, c'est pas qu'un simple acte d'amour, c'est bien le pouvoir de s'exprimer. Pas qu'on n'a pas d'oublier, depuis mon père, ma grand-mère et mon grand-père, ils ont poussé Charles et bravé, et même des justes prosternés, gros à cheval. Tu me trouves trop à cheval. Parce que nous perdons notre place, ça vient pas de frapper en pleine face. C'est à petit coup, à petit feu, qu'un jour on va nous dire adieu. Trop à cheval, ah, trop à cheval. Sais-tu la paresse, l'ignorance ou la gentillesse que tu dis toujours yes, yes, yes. I would rather speak in English. Quand est-ce qu'on va se réveiller? C'est pas juste des belles paroles parlées, c'est pas des leçons d'école, ni pour une job, ni pour être payé. Trop à cheval, tu me trouves trop à cheval, tu me trouves bien trop à cheval. Une façon de vivre est notre fierté. Quand on se ressemble, on se ressemble. C'est bien ton choix d'abandonner. Trop à cheval. Ha! Trop à cheval. 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 Tu me trouves bien trop à cheval. Tu me trouves trop à cheval. Tu me trouves trop à cheval. Trop à cheval. Merci Yannick, c'est vraiment cool. Moi j'ai eu un plaisir de travailler cette chanson-là. Actually, I had fun working on all those songs. It was with Louis and actually thank you very much to Mark Kanik. I was going to say Kibbe because he's from Kibbe Toys, but anyway, so Mark on the bass and. We got Santa Claus on the drums back there. No, Rick Patnote. I like to tease him a lot. he's going to have to work on his stomach a little bit before next Christmas. So this is what Santa Claus does on his off season. And Louis, merci beaucoup. C'était tout un plaisir. Louis Lefebvre. So before we go to this last song, We Will Live Again, I'd like to thank the MCC. This adventure couldn't have happened without you guys. Dan, thank you very much. Yeah. God, thank you so much. Glenn, we called him God because he's always up there he's always hidden up there in the dark. But thank you very much, Glenn. And I'm not sure.
Ryan.
What's his
Ryan.
name? Ryan. Thank you, Ryan. They were on the technical aspect of this. And Michelle's not here, but she was part of the marketing team. They did a bang-up job. Like there were some tight deadlines to meet there, and you did an amazing job. I enjoyed this immensely. It was so much fun. Thank you to the participants. You guys were great. So hopefully we can do this again sometime. Thank you, people, for coming out. This has been great. You're a great audience, and hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, as much as I did just the whole adventure. So, like I was saying at the beginning, We Will Live Again. It's inspired by coming out of the pandemic. So I did one version that was a little bit more darker, like that you heard at the beginning, and then kind of tweaked a little bit the words, because sometimes when you're doing the music, you kind of have to play around with it. And I don't know, the major feel, the lighter version, it inspired different words. So it's basically the same with a few little changes. And we will live again. Heavy thoughts, heavy fears, hold them close, I hold them near. The only light that seems to be is the child in front of me. In this world of despair, children play without a care. In the midst of hopeless fear, the smile of a child that grows so dear. Give me silence, air to breathe. Give me patience, time to dream. Give me hope, give me peace. Give me a world of peace tonight. Let's unite our harmonies, resonate new melodies. We must each learn our parts, rusted chains break free our hearts. Give me silence, air to breathe. Give me patience, time to dream. Give me hope, give me life. Give me a world of peace tonight. Give me silence, air to breathe. Give me patience, time to grieve. Give me hope, give me life. Give me a world of peace tonight. We will live again. Not sure how, not sure when. We will live again. Not sure how, I'm not sure when. We will live again. We will live again and again. We will live again. We will live again. Thank you very much. Take care, and we will live again. Yeah. Woo. Merci à vous. Thank you very much. This has been a pleasure. Thank you very much. Oh, okay. We want the songwriters up on stage for a picture. There's not enough room for everybody, so we're just getting the songwriters up here. The photo op. I used to play football in high school, and I was always one of the guys down below in front.
I didn't play football.